Oh my god. Average social media person. I gotta take a picture of this. This is too good. Hattori's gotta get the angle just perfect. This guy's like, can you just eat your goddamn food? Can I zoom in? Yeah, there. Hattori, get that angle. Yes.
Now.
That's a good one. Ugh, looks all
Hattori-san.
sludgy.
Oh, I didn't notice you there, Yagami-san.
Don't tell me you're using a phone camera to take pictures for your article.
Resolution on these things is plenty high nowadays. You have a problem?
Not really, no. Just didn't know sensationalist food columns were a thing.
I only report on things that interest me. That's my professional philosophy.
Well, is it gonna take a while? I'm here to talk.
Don't worry, I'll be done soon.
Okay. Guess we'll be done soon. Can I get something to eat then? No? Okay.
Alright, I'm done. Thanks for stopping by, Yagami-san.
Okay, he's done now apparently. That was quick. 210 just for that, nice.
Kinda strange sharing a bowl of ramen with you. I thought the day would never come.
Can you not?
Relax, Yagami-san.
Are you still working for Kajihira?
I'm not sure I'd go that far. He just calls me in for favors every now and again. Helps to be on good terms with the guy. For my job, you know?
Uh-huh.
It'd be nice to be close with you, too, Yagami-san. I heard you were the one who discovered Shintani-sensei's corpse, after all.
I'm here to talk 89. If that's not what this is about, I'm not sticking around.
All right. But you'll owe me for this.
Oh, this is why I didn't want to talk to him.
Generally, drug development starts with the discovery of a compound that can treat a given disease. That compound becomes the candidate for a drug. They then test its effects on animals, after which the drug heads to clinical trials. Which is a nicer way of saying human experimentation, by the way. As for the process, it can take years, sometimes even longer, to ensure a drug is truly safe for public consumption.
Yeah, it's tough, I get it.
Before now, Alzheimer's drugs have only been able to slow the progress of the disease. None can cure it completely. But Director Kito's 89 proved remarkably effective at doing just that when tested on mice. If it can work on humans as well, maybe we can finally kiss Alzheimer's goodbye. At least, that's what the paper they published a year ago claimed.
Interesting.
Yagami-san.
Hmm?
In this country, 1 in 4 people over the age of 80 is affected by dementia. That means for a couple in their 50s, there's a good chance that one of their parents has it. And the odds that one member of that couple will develop it themselves is 50-50. No matter how you look at it, dementia is an inescapable issue. If I ever experienced symptoms myself, I'd go to the doctor straight away. In some cases, they can slow the progress enough that you can even keep working. I guess my point is, dementia is not something to fear. It's a possibility to prepare for. Our biggest enemy is ignorance and apathy. Kinda reminds me of someone.
Yeah, if you say so.
Good. I'd like to give you a rundown of what exactly Alzheimer's is then. You interested?
You'll do it even if I say no, right? What's the point of this? Also, I mean, I don't know too much about it, but I do have an extended family member who does have dementia, and it honestly is a pain to treat and care for them, because You gotta be around the clock for them.
Well, you're gonna, even if I say no, right?
You bet I would. Now let's begin. Out of all the diseases that can cause dementia, Alzheimer's accounts for roughly 70% of cases. It's believed to be brought about by buildup of a protein called amyloid beta in the brain. When that happens, nerve cells start dying off and the brain begins to atrophy.
So to put this in layman's terms, waste buildup kind of shrinks the brain.
That's one way to put it, yes. But even that is just a theory at this point. There's still much to learn about Alzheimer's.
And when your brain shrinks?
Your memory is impaired. Let me explain. There are 3 processes involved in memory: encoding, storage, and retrieval.
I learned this
Alzheimer's
in
impairs
psychology.
the first step,
I learned this.
encoding. This makes it near impossible to remember new things. I'll give you an example that stuck with me. When doctors asked a dementia patient the date, they had no problem producing the correct answer. But when asked the year, the patient said 1952. Their mind was stuck decades in the past. You see, dementia not only inhibits new memories, but jumbles the ones you already have as well.
I get it.
I think I understand.
Good.
So how exactly does 89 cure Alzheimer's?
According to their research, when they injected 89 into the test mice, it brought about a process known as autophagy.
Which is what?
It's a Greek word that means self-devouring. That's what your body starts to do to its own proteins. In other words, all the amyloid beta built up in the mice's brains began to instantly break down.
Instantly?
Yes, and once it was all gone, their Alzheimer's stopped progressing entirely. The most shocking thing is that even brain cells which had lost function were able to recover. As one researcher put it, it's as though the brain turns on a backup generator. If they can bring about similar effects in humans...
They'll have a cure for Alzheimer's.
That's right. There are millions of patients worldwide, and that number is growing steadily every day. If they actually complete this drug, it could truly change the world as we know it. It's nothing short of a dream drug for both buyers and sellers.
I see. If that's true, it really would be a dream drug, but we know that 89 has no such properties. 89 does nothing, actually. It's fictitious. At least that's what we've discovered from our investigation so far. It's all a lie.
If you ask me, it sounds too good to be true.
Excuse me?
I mean, the vice director of the ADDC suspected something fishy was going on with it. But when he started digging around, someone offed him to keep their secret safe. Made it look like a brawl so nobody'd get suspicious.
What kind of secret are we talking?
Like the drug's effects being falsified.
No, there's no chance of that.
Huh? How do you know?
Since the announcement of 89, countless animal tests have proven successful. It's no fabrication.
Yeah, animal
One
test.
test after another, they've proven its viability.
And you're sure?
Yes. I'm of the mind they should push forward faster, even if the paper was a little rough around the edges. After all, dementia drugs are being developed all around the world. It would be a shame if someone beat them to the punch, both for the ADDC and for Japan. Kido-san is far too cautious. This is no time to be testing on animals. They need to move to clinical trials and get this thing out.
By which you mean
Experimenting on humans.
human experimentation.
Holy shit.
Wait.
What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. Just, are you absolutely sure there's nothing off about 89?
I guess there is an interesting detail I noticed.
Hmm?
Kido-san is listed as the sole author of the 89 research.
What?
But in truth, he only put his name on the paper to lend it credibility.
Okay.
The key researcher was someone else entirely. A guy you know too, man by the name of Shono.
So the one I want. It's Shono, huh? So you're saying Shono's the creator of 89?
Seems so. The paper would never have gained such worldwide traction without Kido-san, though. They needed a leading expert to rubber stamp the research and make it seem more official. That kind of thing is pretty common, though. Not really a cause for concern.
Human experimentation. Something to do with eyes.
Shono, what's your role in all of this?
I mean, it's kind of like COVID. You know, like how COVID was rushed because you know, it needed to get out on the market because people were dying, right, to it. But like they tested it on animals, and then I think somehow, well, they pushed it faster than, you know, than it should have been, because usually there's like a testing period, I guess, which it needs to be like validated for a certain period of time. But like since people were dying, they pushed like the COVID vaccines faster than they should have done on human experimentation, so it hit the market way faster or something. I was kind of out of the loop, but I heard it very like briefly. So yeah, but it's like a whole ethics case if you do that usually, right? Like unless it's a global crisis, right? I would say typically there's a international procedure to things, because most countries wouldn't agree to such things too, you know, like it'd have to, I don't know, be validated by the UN or something, right? And then there'd be like different policies internationally for different like sectors of the world, like the European Union, right? The fucking different like different trade agreements, right? Would there be different tariffs for different countries based on, you know, how important that drug affects what countries have the most aging populations and such, right? But I guess Japan, it makes sense because Japan does have an aging population that's maybe more prominent to dementia, but I don't know. I wouldn't know because I do not live in Japan. Oh, I'm headed back home already? Oh. Okay, let's head back home then. Dementia. Well, I see it this way. In the end, when you die, you leave nothing behind, so who cares? Live your life to the best, and when it's time to check out, do so peacefully. That's all I can hope for. And hopefully I play all the games I wanted before I die. That's the goal. Finish my Steam list. One game at a time.
Yo, welcome back.
Oh, the crew's here.
Hey there, Yagami-san.
The gang's all here, huh?
How did things go with Hattori-san? Did you learn anything useful?
Yeah, I guess.
What do you mean gang's all here? Where's Higashi? If Higashi's not here, it's not the full gang. Where's Saudi-san too? Oh, nothing in the fridge? No jobs, okay. Got it. You guys like my figures? Alright, it's time for the mixtape, boys. Oh, damn. Hoshino does not like this song either. Why does nobody like this song? You guys suck. You guys don't appreciate my mixtape. Alright, all of you, smile. Group photo. That's a good one. Me and the boys. What do you have to say, Hoshino?
You should go over what Hattori-san told you while everyone's here, Yagami-san.
Okay.
Take a seat.
Okay. Guess I will. Oh, they fucking hate my mixtape. Everyone hates my mixtape. These ungrateful people.
Wait, are you saying there isn't actually anything up with 89?
That's what Hattori said, yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing about Kido not really being involved, though. It's possible Shono's hiding the truth from even him.
Maybe. But first, one term in particular stuck with me from my chat with Hattori-san.
Which is?
Human experimentation.
Go on.
Apparently, 89 is just about ready to be tested on real human subjects.
Well, that's gross. Side effects include bloating, blindness, and death, right?
Knock it off.
Sorry. What's bothering you about that, Yagami-san?
Well, it's just... I've just been thinking... What if all these murders were secretly experimental trials for 89?
You're serious?
If Shono's the one behind all this...
What? You think this guy Shono went out, hired an assassin, and started killing people?
Guess it's a bit of a stretch, huh?
Even if these people were test cases, why would Shono have to murder them? This is a dementia drug, not some kind of chemical weapon.
No, but what if it really did have some kind of crazy side effects, though? Like, they didn't want to kill the people, but they ended up dying anyways.
It was perfectly fine when they tested it on mice, though. If it ended up killing someone, then... Wait a sec.
Yeah, wait a sec is right. We're on the same page here.
What if 89 was completely harmless to mice, but lethal when introduced into the human body?
If that was the case, they'd need to perform a ton of experiments to make sure it was fixed. Which is why they killed all those Kyorei guys.
Yep. That's what that was my train of logic too. Just because it works on animals does not mean it'll work on humans. I took statistics. Correlation is not causation. That means that you cannot establish reasonable cause just because two variables are related. Still though, what is the modus operandi for choosing the targets too, assuming that 89 it was used on the people who had their eyes taken out? Why the eyes? Is it a symptom? Or was it a marking? I wonder.
Back it up. If they're testing a drug, wouldn't they want to use it on an actual patient? I mean, it's not like those Kyorei guys all had Alzheimer's or anything.
That's true.
Actually, it says here that they test new drugs on healthy humans as well. They're the control group to make sure the drug is safe.
Yeah, eventually. It wouldn't make any damn sense for them to start on anyone but real patients, though.
But...
Just give it a rest. Try taking this seriously for once.
We are taking this seriously.
Says the dumbass kid who keeps spouting tinfoil hat shit about goddamn human experiments.
The only dumbass here is the guy who can't consider all the possible options.
Oh, is that right? Next you're gonna tell me they experiment on old man Waku too. Fucking idiots.
Wait. Waku.
What?
That incident 3 years ago at the ADDC. The guy who died, Waku-san. Didn't he have Alzheimer's?
Hey, I think you're onto something.
Huh?
think about it, Kaito-san. Waku-san was an Alzheimer's patient at the center.
Yeah,
We know for a fact that Okubo didn't kill him.
he was in the
They never
specific
tracked
ward.
the real murderer down.
What is the motivation for that murder? Was a human experiment for 89. Right, it makes sense too, because during that case, Shono gave a false testimony. Of course. He didn't defend Okubo either, because it just so happened to be the perfect scapegoat. I see. Also, I love how fucking Kaito and Hoshino got a small fucking argument.
Alright, cool your fucking jets. That happened 3 years ago. AD9 didn't even exist back then.
It was just never
True,
revealed.
was only announced last year. But all the research that went into that paper would have reached way further back.
Of course it could have been.
Huh? Wait, are we really
This shit
onto
takes
something?
years sometimes, decades.
It's hard to say for sure, but it's worth looking into at the very least.
I see. Well, actually, I have no idea where we're going from here. Like, what do we do from here, though? Like, that's some new revelations, sure. But I have no idea where we go.
If 89's really what killed Waku-san 3 years ago, the ADDC's finished. Shit would be the scandal of the century.
That is true. But isn't it also bad if the ADDC too goes out of commission? Hold on, I need my mixtape. Oh wait, where's my mixtape? There we go. But like, here's the thing. This fucking song, okay. Isn't it also bad if the ADDC goes out of commission too? Because then the Ministry of Health gets what they want, right? They take over the land and they redevelop it into whatever the fuck, you know, I don't even know what that goal is too. So like, is it a win-loss? Is it a loss-loss? Like, I don't get it. Either way, it seems that some big fucking org wins and we don't win at all. Also, there's food in my fridge. Let's grab a bite. I'm hungry. Oh, some food in here. Meat and potato. Hell yeah. I need to think for a moment. That's some good shit. Alright, Kaito.
You know, I'm starting to see things a little clearer now.
After I got into that fight with Hoshino.
I have a few more thoughts about this whole human experimentation theory. Mind if we continue?
Yes, let's.
Sure, let's do it.
The mixtape stays on though. Hoshino's like, no, it does not.
Okay, so let's say Shono did experiment on Waku-san. Why would he do that? They normally do a lot more to ensure a drug is safe before it enters clinical trials. What was his motive for testing it then?
Let me think. Why would Shono have broken protocol and experimented on Waku?
Maybe he wanted to try his groundbreaking new drug on a real live human as soon as possible. If it worked, he'd have the cure. And he'd have it without dealing with all the red tape these things go through. It would have saved him years.
That's possible. I guess Shono was surrounded by dementia patients. One little test wouldn't be a big deal, and if it succeeded, his drug would save the world. If it meant curing Alzheimer's sooner, he might have been okay accepting the risk.
But instead of doing what it was meant to do, 89 had a horrible side effect. Death. The more I think about it, the more it feels like this is how it all went down.
It's starting to make sense.
But now, even though he knows the risks, he's still experimenting and using the mole to do it. I know this is all just a theory, but the pieces all seem to fit together.
Why would he experiment on Waku though, even if it did
Going
succeed?
down that path, Yagami-san, that means Okubo really was innocent, yeah? But he murdered his girlfriend right after. I mean, that's why he's on death row.
Quit it, Sugiura. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the girlfriend part. The Terisawa case in of itself is kind of its own separate investigation. I'm not really quite too sure on that. Was Okubo framed for the fire as well, or did he actually murder Eri? I don't have enough information on that yet. But I was thinking this. If Shono really did give Waku the 89 drug before it hit, before the research became public knowledge, even if the drug succeeded on Waku, he couldn't have made it public, because if he did, he would have to have some sort of concrete evidence that it worked on a human, right? And even if it does work on, let's say, one person, even if it did work on a Waku, that is not even a fucking sample size of a fraction of a proper sample size that is scientifically appropriate to be used as, plausible, plausible commercial distribution, right? Like, oh, it works on this one guy, so it works on everybody. Like, no, that's not even remotely, possible in any medical, institution, I think. So, I mean, we're probably not following those rules, right? But I get the idea.